Hi, it's Stephen Bones here at stephenbones.com. And what I'd like to share today is a subject of ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder, ADHD. And you can have ADD, which is, attention distraction disorder. You can have various different labels if you want to put a label on this type of condition. But I've got personal experience of working with people with ADHD, and the people I've worked with have turned to drugs as a form of self-medication. And if we analyse that and go back to it, it's usually because those people that sadly, children that suffer, know that they're not quite socially accepted as the people around them, as their peers. So they begin to make up stories or create something they're not, create a social mask to fit in, and so that they'll be accepted by their peers and their people around them or their so-called friends or associates. And what tends to happen as they get through towards their teenage years, their anxiety issues start to grow because of these patterns they've created. They get triggered a lot and they feel more and more anxious as time goes on. There's two ways at this point they usually go. They either find a counsellor, a coach, somebody like me that can help them actually heal these trapped energies and give them an understanding of what's happening to them, or they turn to drugs. And the people I've worked with, I've found caught them at the point where they turn to drugs, and I'm still working with them. And at that point, it's a case of working with them until they make the commitment to the change. Because you see, what happens is they use external products to cover up that anxiety, that fear they're feeling, those triggers that happen to them, because it makes them feel better. And what happens then is they keep doing it because it makes them feel even more better. And they're also fitting in with the group that they're involved with. So they think they have friends at that point. They could be with people that are on the same journey. They could just be with teenagers that use weed or abuse weed. But usually I've found my experience that the ADHD person tends to take everything to the limit with no boundaries at all. So I just wanted to share that to give people a better understanding of why some teenagers do turn to drugs. Again, it can be they don't have to have the ADHD. They could have these patterns and triggers and still get very anxious and still decide to use usually weed to start with to self-medicate, and then they go on to MDMA and possibly coke and ketamine and all that sort of stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there, just share it with you. It is a subject that comes into my life a lot because of the work I do in helping and healing. And I'm certain that if you want a further understanding of this, just reach out to me, and I don't mind having a half an hour call, especially if you're a parent or a carer, trying to understand what's going on in your child or teenager's life. And perhaps if you have got a child that's coming into teenage years and you're not sure, it's worth having a chat. It is a very difficult time to try and get a teenager to become consciously aware of what's happening to them, and then make that choice to engage with somebody to work towards a more structured way of healing that inside than masking it with external products. So thanks very much for listening. I just wanted to share that. Hope it helps. And please feel free to connect with me at any time. That's stephenbones@stephenbones.com. Have a great day wherever you are. Take care.